Good Saturday morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I have survived the winter storm. Kind of. There's a lot to do, though. Okay. What's going on? What do I do with it? Flowers, butterflies, unicorns, summer, ice cream, smash trucks, planters, fruits. Okay, and then it's down here. Okay, birthday letters. Oh, no, trees. School, trees. Okay. Camping and traveling. All right. What was it? Aha, I knew there was. Okay. I really like when they're stacked and I totally organize. So organized, and these stickers have helped me. So, good morning, Clint. How are you? Sorry I didn't get back to you last night when you asked me. I got preoccupied making dinner. We've had you're not that far. Did you get a lot of snow? We got almost 13 inches here in Green Bay alone. And my husband was snow plowing or snow blowing. And he came in and I got preoccupied. And then I started dinner. And you're talking the time. Hi, Steph. You look at the time when you messaged me. It was pretty late. So by the time I got done, he was done. Then we had dinner. We didn't eat dinner until almost 8 o'clock, if not later. I went to bed. I was like, I'm out. So tired. I was tired. I was up at 2 o'clock the day before. Hi, Sabrina. Nice video, Sabrina. I like that Winnie the Pooh book, how you did that. It looks so cute. You did a really good job. You do better on them than me. Just letting you know. Guys, go check out Sabrina's channel and go see her Winnie the Pooh journal, man. It is so cute. And I believe she is selling it also. I'm cleaning my glasses real quick. I got a spot in the middle of it. So we got about 13 and a half inches of snow. 13 and a half, I think I read. Something like that. And gusty winds. And the winds are still gusting out there. Poor Scott did our driveway and our sidewalk 3 times. That's not including the neighbors that did our sidewalk. Because us neighbors are pretty friendly to each other, especially on the 3 on the other side of us. And then the one across the street. It's an elderly lady. She's 93 years old, and she lives there with her son, Paul, and him and Scott are really good friends. They're childhood friends. Scott goes over there and does their driveway for them and sidewalk. They're on a quarter lot. It's not that big. So between our 3 driveways, Jackie's, Paul and Dorothy's, since Wednesday, Scott has done, because we had snow on, was it Wednesday? Or Thursday? Yeah, Wednesday. He did our driveway 2 times on Wednesday. Paul's done 2 times on Wednesday. Then again on today's Saturday, right? It's not Sunday. It's Saturday, right? 3 times in Jackie's, 3 times in ours. Jackie did hers and also in between. And the sidewalk. Yeah, he was, and that's not including him going out and working. So this morning, I'm catching up in my little, I'm calling it, I don't know what to call this. Before I did them in my Smash books. This year I went this route because Smash books, when I went looking to buy a Smash book, they were just too damn pricey. So I got this off Amazon. And I thought it was really cute. I love the color. Memories of Time. There we go. We're going to call it Memories of Time. And this is where I kind of put pictures in of events that, hi Brenda, that occur. Like this is bringing the new year with Nana and Papa. It's the kids with us New Year's Eve. And don't worry, that's not alcohol. It's grape juice. So now we're moving on to another event that I'm going to write about. And I like these tags that Steph sent me because they're just cute. And I'm going to actually use them as like a journaling tag. to write on because they're really light colors. Like this one, I light colored. Flowers, I'm not sure about. Like that one, I could use. This one. This one. This one, I'm actually going to use on this page. So I thought I'd pick through and see which one I can use. I'm going to use this one because this is a funny event I'm going to write about. So what I do is I kind of lay out how I'm going to do this. So these are friends of a friend, okay? They're from Chicago or Illinois. And on January 5th, I have to look it up for sure. On January 5th, they came up for the Chicago Bears versus the Packer game. And we don't live that far from Lambeau Field. So Davey, the friend they knew, got his a mutual friend, got a hold of Scott and said, "Hey, I got some buddies coming up. They will. Well, is it okay if I park them in your driveway and then we tailgate in your yard? Use your grill?" And Scott's like, "I don't care." Well, I sent pictures of them to Diamond. Okay, I took a picture. That's a picture right there. This is her message to me. Boo, how dare you? Shameful. And she sent me this little image. Shame, shame, shame. And then she sent me this Bear Still Suck song. And then this is her at the game. Because now within 2 minutes of this conversation, she gets a phone call from a friend of hers saying, "Hey, I got an extra ticket to the game. Do you want to go?" So she calls me and she's like, "Mom, I need somebody to watch the kids." And I'm like, "Why?" I could go to the game. So, and I laugh because Dave wasn't going to the game. Just these four were friends of his were going to the game. But Dave was going to drive him up and drop him off. Diamond got to my house just in time as Dave was loading up his friends. And I said to Diamond, and Dave goes, "Well," it was funny. He looks at Diamond. Diamond's met Dave maybe one time. He says to Diamond, "I guess I can allow a Packer fan in my truck." Because Dave's also a Chicago Bear fan. He's actually from that area in Illinois. I don't know exactly where in Illinois. I don't know exactly where they are, but they're all Bear fans. And that is, for some reason, that's the Bears are our biggest rivalry up here. So Diamond was able to get a ride up with Dave. I asked her, how, because one of the guys was so funny. How's it feel? How's it gonna feel to be smothered between some bears? I just busted out laughing. So I'm gonna kind of do a spread of that, like I kind of did like this, and then I got my little squirrel. Okay, with this is my backyard. Okay, I tried to get my feeders. They're hard to see, but that's my backyard. Like Wednesday. Okay, so I have 4 feeders and like suet feeders out there, and a heated bird bath. Something my father-in-law, he always fed the birds and he always fed the squirrels. And he made a comment, "Will you promise to feed the birds and squirrels for me, Tina?" And I'm like, "Yes." And I don't know if he was thinking like that day when he asked me or the future. Well, I still continue. I like watching them. So I was watching this squirrel. And we call him Rat Tail because look at his tail. See how his tail is? Like it's hard to see. Come on, camera. Well, his tail is ratty looking. And that little bugger right there. Oh, here's better. See how his tail looks? Gets that's I have that picture wrong way. That's one of my bird feeder. He climbs down and gets on that bird feeder. He can't get the feed out of the bird feeder because it's got one of those feeders that if he steps on it, it closes. So he has figured it out. If he hangs on to the bottom, it doesn't close. So he gets there and he swings it back and forth. So then the sunflower seeds fall off it. He's so funny. So I got him the other day when I was upstairs. This is me looking down from my upstairs window. So I got a good picture of him. And then the other day, I throw peanuts out for him, and he was sitting just outside my window, and I got a good picture of him. So that's ratty. So I'm gonna talk about that in here. This is my life. And then I got this awesome friend mail right here. Took a picture of it of Steph's mail. I forgot to put the books down lower, but you can kind of see these little journal or composition books she sent me. But I'm gonna do maybe a mini blue book in them. So I want to talk about kind of journal that. That's what this is about. This isn't just about family. This is about events that happened to me. Oh my God, who's calling me this early? Hang on. Let me see. Hello? Oh, hi. I'm good. No, I'll go get him up. I just realized how late it was. Yeah, I'm in my craft room and time gets away from me. All right. I will get him up. Yeah. Thank you. Bye. Sorry, guys. That was Scott's boss. I got to go get him. Hey, I can use my new sign. I hate the fact that that guy has my phone number. That it will not happen that often, I tell you. All right, I'm back. I'm sorry about that, guys. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna work on this page, is chat with you. All right, morning, everybody. Sorry about that. So I do have some little Packer stickers. I remember I had them in this little Wisconsin pack. That's one thing about organizing the stickers. You can find them. So, yep, I got the right one. Oh, I could use this one. This one. Which one do I want to use? I like this one. So I'm going to glue this down. I'm actually put that right there for now. Okay. And I just print out little pictures. Let me move this one over. I don't want to lose the pack. So I'm going to pick one out for the next one. We'll use this one for this one. Okay. But I just told Scott, I said, I ain't going to be your answering service just because your boss wants you to, this guy, this, I'm like, when are you going to have just a day off? He got the day off Thursday to take me to the doctor. I mean, I said, this guy, I get he has no drivers, but man, you can't drive every day. I said, even people have days off on their, because I said, he was supposed to put, I got this, when Zaber and Chantel moved in their house, there was this pretty hanging light fixture, and I made a comment, oh, that's pretty. I said, that's pretty. I like that. Well, it's not in their taste. And Zaber remembered when Chantel took it down. Zaber remembered me saying that, so they gave me it, and it works. And I want to get it hung up. It's sitting laying on my couch right now, waiting for Scott to hang it up. He's been trying to get over to the hardware store to get the hangers for a week now. Okay. So I'm going to put them there. And then I'm going to put the conversation. And then I'm going to put diamond and then the score. There we go. Sometimes I have to trim a little bit. But I like doing these books. And then if I get like say Sabrina sends me something, like maybe just a little tag, I'll stick the tag in here. I meant to keep the labels from Steph's packages, the mailing labels, except I put them in my recycling or garbage, not thinking, and my garbage went out Thursday, or I would have kept them. Okay, come over just suspension. That works for me. There. And then I'll put that right here, because that's the beginning of the conversation. And then it's this. And I'll put her right there, and then kind of maybe slant it. Sometimes I slant things. But I like doing these. It makes, like I told Diamond, my art journals in these things are what I want her to always to make sure she does not get rid of when I'm gone, because I put a lot of effort. And there's the pictures of kids in here as well. It's not just about me. It's about family, friends, and loved ones. Complete strangers. They said they had an awesome time. They did get a little bit of harassing from people, but he said it was all in fun. He goes, you people take your football serious. I'm like, oh yeah, you're in Packer country. It's crazy. Me, I think it's all whatever, Oh yeah, I like how I can put her like there. And then this can go down here like that. And I still can fit stickers in there. But if you notice, it says Bunky. Bunky is Diamond's nickname that I gave her when she was little. And actually, I'm going to go like that. That looks better. I'll just move it over a little bit. Yeah, okay. Bunky is her nickname I gave her when she was a little girl. Just a little girl. And I still call her. She was Bunky Spunky, Mama's little monkey. And she actually wants me to write that out in my handwriting. She wants to get it that as a tattoo, but she wants me to write it out. So it's my writing. I told her she had to send me a picture at the game, and that's what she sent me. All right. Okay. I'm going to have to get a new glue stick here. Dead horse. Do I got any of them left? Nope, I don't see any. So I'll have to get a glue stick thing out. With this, I like using glue sticks. I bought them like a box of 30 off of Amazon for $10. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's get the stickers. I have to get me some more freebie stickers next time I go to Lambeau. They always have stickers. Right now. Kind of like scrapbooking, but in my version of scrapbooking, you know? I didn't enjoy scrapbooking. My mom was a huge scrapbooker. Oh, I gotta get my basket. Yeah. So I decided that. Oh, there we go. Oh man, I have this basket. It's a Dollar Tree basket. And like, see, I'm done with this. I'm gonna put it in there, and it's on the floor right now. But after I'm done, remove. You have to twist them. Okay, Steph, you can't just pull up. You gotta twist and pull. I've come to realize that because I had the same problem. I couldn't get it off. I was like, what the hell? But then I twist and they come off. That's why. There's that little snap. Hear that? Twist, pull. Hi, Miss Cat. Hi, Miss Kathy. Oh, right there. Okay. So I'll go back and write that in. I ain't going to bore you because I'll write my story there. But that's the final score. Oh, yeah. And I'll write like here. Like isn't this cool? My Scott's cousin made me a Van Gogh pen. Ain't that awesome? He's also making me. You guys might think this is weird. He does woodworking. It's awesome woodworker. So I said to him, I need a favor. And he's like, and we call him Tigger. And he's like, what? I said, I'm sorry, but because his mom recently passed away, and her ashes box was gorgeous. Had her name on it, had this trees and like flowers and all this beautiful work. I said, I go, and I found out from somebody that Tigger made it. I said, how much would it cost me? I said, for you to make me a box the size of your mom's ashes. I said, I don't mean sorry about the loss of your mom, but I want to, I'm like, how do you broach a subject like that? I said, I heard that you made your mom's box for ashes. He goes, yeah. I said, it was gorgeous. And he goes, thank you. I said, how much would you charge me to do mine? And he goes, he goes, what do you want on it? Because there's a lot of detail in his mom's. And I'm like, all I want is my name on the side and Starry Night on the top. That's it. He goes, $30. I'm like, I'll work on it this winter. He goes, what do you want it for? I said, my ashes. I want it bought and prepared and put us in a nice box. I'll put it away and show Scott where it is and show my kids. And one less thing for them to worry about. You get to a certain age, you probably start preparing, in my opinion. So he's going to do that for me. So up here, I'm going to write like the date, January 5th, 2024. And then I'll write the story. So, and then this is the first one. I always kind of, even if I don't go into a lot of details like late spring and the new year 2024 with Nana and Papa, you kind of get the drift. It's the grandkids. They're here with me and Scott, New Year's Eve. This, I'll write about the details of this. So we got that one done. Now we're going to go over here. And I'm going to put my pesty. It's my yard. I'm actually going to go out later and take some pictures of this snowstorm that we just experienced. 13 and a half inches of snow, ladies. 13 and a half inches in 1 day. It's just nuts. That's what the weatherman says. To me, it looks more. But later on, I'm going to get dressed because I can't, and I'll go on and get the details. And I kind of sometimes, like, I'll use, for example, I can show you in my if you guys want to, I think you have seen my books, my smash books I did for the last 2 years. If a major event happens, like I printed out about Ukraine, the election, how Trump didn't believe he won, and I picked a certain article, and I print it out and I stick it in that book. The Texas shooting at the school. Like here in Wisconsin, we had the guy that drove through the parade, Daryl Brooks, not here in Green Bay, but in Wisconsin. And I printed that out, and then I printed later on the outcome of that. And certain events, because I look at this as my grandkids someday, even my great grandkids are going through this book, and they pull out this piece of paper I printed, and they're like, "Wow, I didn't know that happened." Or, "Wow, Mom, you went through that?" So that's kind of what this, if something occurs, that will end up in this too. But little things stick out to me, like my little squirrel friend here named Rat Tail. He's a little stinker, he is. And like my yard. And I like friendship mail from Steph. And like I said, I would have kept her address labels and I would have put them in there, but I forgot. So what I did is I just kind of, I put it all away, guys. I put all this away and brought it all out yesterday and took a picture of it. Forgot to move down the little books, but you can see the little journal books that she gave me in the picture right there. But I think I got most of everything she sent me out and put back in the picture. I usually take pictures of everything. I can show you my books. This started. I started this during COVID. Okay. And they first started in the little delusion journals. And then I was at St. Vincent de Paul, came across a smash book for $3. And then it moved to a smash book. And then I bought a smash book for $10 for last year. This year I can't find one for $10. I was like looking, $30-$40 plus shipping on most of them. Like, I don't think so. That's just crazy. So that's where I bought this. I mean, this was $24. And look how well made this is. And they had different things on covers. They had plain ones where you didn't even have that. They have a pocket there. I'm actually going to probably add a pocket back here. And you got stickers and some stencils and these gel pens with this. And I gave the other stickers. I kept these because these are kind of like these corner ones. I thought they were neat. I may use them. I don't know yet. But I stuck them right there. You got all this. And this good solid paper. And I thought if I ran out of their paper, I can also just make my own and stick it in here. Oh, you did too? This is a good deal, wasn't it? And then they're nice and sturdy. I'll probably pick up another one. Yep, there's like multiple colors you could get. Yep. So that's what I decided to go with this year instead of the Smash book. Because I wasn't paying the price of a Smash book. Just to do what I'm doing, I could do it here. So it's weird that it comes out purple. Oh. What? I almost bought that one too, but I bought more of a simpler one. I still haven't used it. Use it, girl. That's my yard. My pesky little squirrel friend. He's a pest. This one squirrel. It's just one. I mean, I have about probably 15, 20 squirrels that come in my yard to eat. But this one has a certain he's got this weird shaped tail. We call him rat tail, me and Scott. He's just a little stinker. He's the only one that climbs up. They all climb, but he's the only one that climbs up to my bird feeder and takes a chance. And he's fat. He's not skinny. He's a fat little thing. Little chunky. I'll probably get another picture of him doing, and I'll add it there. Because this page there's no date to it. I won't, there's just the layout. I just happened to get lucky to get him swinging from my bird feeder. Because I've known he's done it. But I didn't have my phone on me. And I happened to have my phone with me upstairs that day. And I was able to get a decent picture through a window. Because if I start opening the window, my window squeaks and he runs off. So the window happened to be open. and little stinker. They ain't even scared. This summer I'd be sitting in my swing and they'd run right across my feet if my feet were out. Then bother them a bit. Oh, yeah. So I'll come back and I'm going to see if in my animals, if I got any woodland little squirrels. Let's see. They're flies. Oh, animals. I don't think I got squirrels. I got cats. I got a lot of cats. There's foxes, dogs, cats. I put my animals all together. Foxes, tigers, foxes, giraffes, deer, owls. I don't know what the hell that animal is. Birds, bees, owls, ladybugs. Yeah, I'm not seeing squirrels. Oh, wait. Oh, I got a squirrel. One sticker. It actually probably looks like I don't know where about it. Yep. I got one squirrel. Oh. One little squirrel. Oh. I'll put it right there. Maybe right there. Decision. I got all the space down here, so we'll put it right there. Sometimes what I do is I take this little foam piece off too. And I just take my fingernail and I get that peeled off. And this is a weird set of stickers, I tell you, from the Dollar Tree. I'll have to see on Timo if you got any squirrel stickers and get more squirrel, because I have a feeling my life's going to consist of squirrels. But look at it. We got a panda on here and a koala. Pandas and koala. What the hell? I mean, that's a chipmunk. I don't see many chipmunks in me and Scott's yard so far. See, I can take this mushroom one. Well, yeah, I guess I can put a mushroom on here. That'd be cool. Yep. Okay. I kept the newspaper the day my kids were born. Each one of my kids have our local paper, the Press Gazette. I made Scott go buy it, and I kept their paper for the day they were born. They each kept it because my son's one of these. Oh Jesus, Mom, more stuff. But it's in there like a little memory box I made for him. And Xavier, not too long ago, said he was looking through the paper the day he was born. He thought it was kind of cool that I did that now that he says I think about it. Yeah, I kept the newspaper. And that's the day they were born. I had Scott go buy it. Well, I had my mom buy Simon. Scott wasn't in my life at the time. And, why that sticker's in there? She must have not paid. But, okay, so, they each have their paper in their memory box. So that's like just a little funny little thing of my day. I don't do this every day, okay? This just happened in fact that I caught him at my bird feeder and got a picture, and I thought it'd be funny to put him in a book because he's a little stinker, this one. You know, it's just things that occur, you know. And now, friend mail. Usually if I have like one, like Steph right here, I'll just put it, and then I'm going to do a tag, and I'll leave this page and not add anything to it because I don't do them in order either. Okay. See, Miss Cat sends me something a month from now. I'll take a picture of it and I'll like date like up here. I'll take a tag and I'll show you. I'm going to do this, how I'm going to do this. I'm actually not going to even use this page. Grab another one. Because what I'm thinking about doing, okay, I think it's a cool idea. I'm sitting here in my head right now. This is Tina working. I'm going to get my ruler. FRIEND. I don't know if I'll have enough letters on this one. Let's see. FRIEND. Damn, I don't have enough letters. This is pretty. All right, hang on. Let me see. Sometimes I don't have multiple letters, so let's see. This one I might. Oh yeah, I can do it with this one. Okay. Okay. Oh, this packaging ripped. Help to put back on a clip. Oh, come on. Mine is already ripped. I ripped the rest of the way. Okay. So I'm going to get my ruler. F. R. Where is the R? Oh, I could do baby letters too. Okay, that works. R. Small. I said baby letters. I meant small letters. I know, Kathy. It's purple. I use what I have. Because I know Kathy doesn't like purple. I got these for like $1 something at, I think, because I don't buy letters, so I must have picked these up at the garage sale. Somebody else paid the Hobby Lobby price. They were clearance, whoever bought them, or maybe I did buy them. They were only 99 cents. Hard to say, but I doubt it because I usually don't buy letters. So I may have picked them up garage sale or somebody in a D-stash because I usually don't buy letters, alphabets. E. N. F-R-E-N. Ooh. Come on, Tina. Straighten it out there. Come on, N. There we go. Sticker stuck on my finger. D. 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 There's no way I'm going to get shipped there. I don't think I would. I could try, but I doubt it. And slowly kind of see if I can, friend. S. Oh, maybe. H. I. Be tight. But I probably can get it, maybe. Ship. Oh, I made it. Surprise. I made a friend journal or two every year of collage papers and do channel shout-outs while making with things people send. Just started that in 2024, but I have them all on a shelf and keep them. You know what, Kathy, you gave me, I don't get a lot of, I'll be honest, I don't get a lot of friendship mail. So maybe, I have a lot of nice friends, but I don't get a lot. So, so the way I'm doing it, and say I may all of a sudden change it just to one book, I can always just pull this out. So I plan on buying more of these books like I have, so I can always pull that out if all of a sudden I decide to do that, because that's a cool idea, actually. And my friend, like Steph, sent me fib art, mail in a box. That's in my scavenger book. And I laugh because when I look at the first 2 scavenger books, Steph is my fib in my box every year for 3 years now. One year, her little boy sent me something he made too. It was funny. But yeah, I thought that was funny when I was looking. When I was looking at him, I'm like, oh my God, Steph's been my friendship mail for 2 years now running. 3 years today, this year. So 3 years. I was like, that's funny. And that's all right. I think that's hilarious. Because I'm like, hey, can you send me some fib mail? I don't care what it is. I need fib mail. So, hey, you little dot. Get off my finger. There we go. Boom. Friendship mail. Pretty straight looking. Okay. So instead of using one of Steph's big tags, I'm going to do it a different way. Now that I kind of came up with this little thing right here. Okay. And I'm going to turn to me Timmy Holtz ruler. Get back right there. Come on. Okay. Gotta put my spin on it, you know. I don't know if he's yelling at somebody or he's hurt out there on that snowblower. I will be right back. I can hear Scott. He's yelling at me toward the house. I don't know. Okay, he's fine. It's two neighbors talking over their snowblowers. Because the snowblowers are still running, so they're talking really loud. I look out the window and I open the front door. I'm like, is everything okay? And Scott turns, yeah, why? I said, I can hear you in the craft room. I said, I thought something happened. He starts laughing. And Jackie, the neighbor, goes, no, we're just loud. Because you know what? That'd be the time I wouldn't get up and look and something would be it, you know? Kelly makes friendship art journals with them. I hope it works. Kelly, Creative Dreams. Goals this year is to use up all the Happy Meal I've received to get that basket out of my warehouse. I hope it works, Kelly. I've got... I'm using up all my Timmy stuff now, making Tim Holtz dedicated art journal, his stuff in it. LOL. Had to get... Yeah, me too, Cat. Okay, I'm going back up. Okay, all right, I'm going to go back up here. Okay, hang on. There's my mouse. Move my mouse. I make a friendship journal or two every year, collage pages. Okay, I read that. I don't either. Anyone but ATC Swap is getting a new one going. LOL. Good morning. Saw the live. Thought I'd drop in the pen. Thanks, Kelly. I'm using up all my Timmy stuff now, making a Tim Holtz dedicated art journal with only his stuff in it. Had to get to use stuff up I've been hoarding. Yeah, that's my new philosophy is, okay, I reached out to a few people like Miss Cat. I like that her name's that now, Miss Cat. It sounds so southern. let's drop over to Mrs. Cat's house for a cup of lemonade or some tea, you know? It's funny. Miss Cat. It took me a while now I'm getting it in my head. Miss Cat's crafty instead of Kathy's World and Friends. I was reading some of her videos like, uh, I know she's got a new one kind of this morning, and her video was funny. Okay. Really good plan, this cat. Yeah. Okay, I'm on this new thing. Use what I have, not buy. But like Miss Cat's going through hers, and I love mixed media. If she's gonna give me a good deal on mixed media stuff, I'm gonna take it. I can't say no. But stickers, no more buying stickers. I have a wall of stickers, guys. I went through and organized them this week, and I actually labeled them. Like, yeah, of course, I don't have this extra, like, for my squirrel payout. I only got one squirrel sticker. Would I like another squirrel or two? Probably, but I'm not gonna run out and buy me new squirrel stickers. Okay. No Timmy Holtz buying on clearance or not, because you know what? I don't use it. No more ephemera like tickets. Um, no more Timo buying. Oh my god, I got caught up in Timo. Stamps. Okay, I'm not gonna there's certain things I'm not gonna turn down. Like stamps. If there's a good deal on a stamp, I'm gonna buy stamps. I'm not gonna stop not buy my Diane Rivalry stamps because I collect hers. I love her. Miss Cat's going through stuff. She's got a good mixed media box going on. Oh hell, I'm gonna buy that. But like right now, I'm not buying Diane Rivalry's paints, Diane Rivalry's sprays, unless I find them in a good D-stash, because I don't think they're worth the money anymore for the amount you get. Yeah. Hi Sandy. I'm trying to think what else that I'm gonna get back into card making again. I've stopped making cards for some reason. I'm gonna get back into doing cards. That's why I have a lot of stamps. I like stamps. Bling. I ain't buying any more bling or flowers. Right now I look across from me because when Diamond worked at the Dollar Tree, you know those strips that they had like stickers on the end caps. They throw them away. I don't know if they throw them away anymore, but Diamond, when she worked there, they did. So I'm like, I realized it one day, and I'm like, Diamond, bring them home to me. So I had a boatload of them. I'm only down to like 15, 20 of them. I'm hoping I could figure out where to buy some of them because mine are so old that you touch them, they break. That's how old they are because of the plastic. Um, but I got flowers on some on my closet door, and because my drawer wouldn't close, and you know what? They look pretty sitting on a shelf. Don't get me wrong, but I was thinking the other day, what do I use these flowers on? Nothing. Maybe because they're too bulky to put in an art journal. So I'm thinking, personally, I told Diamond the other day, I said, I'm thinking about desashing these flowers. They're from Hobby Lobby. Some are Primus. So, you know, some are some store brand I don't even know. A lot of because I'm one of these. I see a good deal at a garage sale, gotta buy it. I mean, I look at this. I bought both these this summer at a church sale. I spent about $60 on a church sale, but I walked out with I bet you $300 worth of stuff. Look at these glass bottles. Okay, I don't know. Great God's flowers or our price $1.99 and probably came from Tuesday morning, but they were $5.99 wherever they were compared to $5.99. Our price $1.99 must be a Tuesday morning tag. Okay, I'm not sure. 25 cents. I'm not gonna let that sit there for a quarter. I gotta take that home with me. Bottle's worth that. I want the bottles. I think the bottles are so cute. They remind me of milk bottles. I was gonna make salt shakers. Like I told them, I really didn't want the flowers. I wanted the bottles. So I was gonna have Scott. I was gonna poke little holes in there, salt and pepper shakers for my kitchen, and use my Cricut and put a cow on there. Yep. Oh, see, I love stamps. I probably will never stop buying stamps. I like stamps. I'm not buying. Yeah, there's certain things I just can't give up. Stamps is one of them. Paint. Well, I got so much paint that I don't need to buy paint. Um, it's like I was at Barnes and Noble, okay, and I went to buy my magazine. I like those art journal magazines. Well, I had to call my husband. Scott's at home. I'm with Diamond. I call Scott. And I said to Scott, will you do me a favor? He's like, what, baby? And he's done it to me. I said, will you go in my craft room? And he's like, whoa, wait. That was his reaction. Wait. He goes, what am I going to look for in your craft room before I even go downstairs? I said, oh, it's real easy. He goes, it better be. That's what he said to me. So he flips the camera and he goes downstairs, and I walk him right to where these magazines are. And I said, grab the pink one. There's a dark pink and a light pink. I said, I need to see the dark pink binder on that magazine. And he goes, okay. And he grabs it, pulls it out. I'm like, okay, I got it. I bought it already. I thought they'd have another new one out by now. Well, then I didn't pay attention. This lady in the store who worked there was hearing the conversation. Because I love these. And I was going to order them for Christmas right to my house. The Somerset Studio. I said art journal because there is an art journal one. I prefer the Somerset Art Studio than the art journal. Oh, see, the one that I looked at was a new one I didn't have. I could have bought it. But, so I thought issue 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. The lady told me how to look at the end. I didn't realize that. So February right here. February, March, and April will be the new 2024 one. She told me how these work, how this one in particular work. So the new one will be out February, March, April, where I thought this was the last one of 2023. So I went to look for the new one that I thought would come out in January, and she told me it's not how it works. So November, December, January, right here, 2024. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm glad I called him, or I would have had 2 of these. But I recognized it. I sat there going, I think I got that. So I called them, and yep. I love these. They give me inspiration. So this is the one thing I won't stop buying. It comes in with paper. I haven't dug into them yet. But I like them. And then I bought the art. How I started this is when Scott ended up in the hospital in May. He asked me to go get him some magazines. So I got a couple motorcycle magazines, and I saw 2 of the art journal one and then a Somerset one. I couldn't tell you which one it is at the moment. I think it was this one. I can tell you if I go look through it. Yeah, because you see my little things that got in here. I got little post-it notes of things I want to try. Yeah, this is the first 2 I bought. Because they are 20, we'll see, $20, $20 a piece. And now I think they're 25. But, so I bought 2 and got him a bunch of magazines because I stayed up. I didn't do well when Scott was in the hospital. So I came home the first night because Diamond made me. But the second, then the 3 nights after that, I stayed at the hospital with him. So it gave me something to look at when I was at the hospital. Because he couldn't have any electronics in his room until he got moved on the second day. So I can bring his tablet up. I can bring our phones in there. Yeah. It's a very long day when you can look at anything. Yeah. So Join my 2024 challenge. Make a title of a video. Hashtag use it or lose it 2024 with Miss Cats Crafty, and post your video on my community tab and group to drive people to your channel. Not saying no buy, just use as much as you can what you have, because it's up to you how much you wanted to get rid of. Love, Somerset. Yes, I know, Kelly. I love that one. I love that one better than the art journal one. The only two things I'm buying are like glue, things from Spectrum art sales that go with what I'm already working on. Yep. Oh, I love that, Miss. That's a cool idea, Miss Cat. I'm gonna write that down in my Post-it notes. Oh, and if I happen to see a Delusion grab bag by Ranger, I'll probably buy that because I get good deals using that. Hashtag use it or lose it. 2024. Okay. That's a cool idea. Like, I ain't buying, because I know, right? I guarantee in what, a week, a month or so, Hobby Lobby will be having all those great clearance sales again, because it's the end of the 2023 and they got to clearance out their stock for tax reasonings and all that. That's how that department store works. Because I worked retail for a lot of years and I know how that. I hate it after the first year when retail. And it's nice seeing it on a clearance tag, I'll tell you that. But then guess what? I'll show you here in a second. You guys are going to be like, oh my God, Tina, that's from like 10 years, 5 years ago, 6 years. So this is from Steffi. So I got these little cute little Ranger Post-it notes. And I am going to glue that Post-it note. And I'm going to kind of stick it on a corner. And once it dries nice, because I got glue on top of it, I'll come in and go, Stephanie G. Because right now I'm going to add something right there real quick. Oh, yeah. Tina's still, I still really have a sore back from my fall. Yeah. Tell you. And of course, I went out and shoveled the other day Sunday when Scott was at work before the game, so that we didn't get much people's steps to make ice on our sidewalk. I wanted to shovel and I shouldn't have, but Scott was out of town on a ride. My husband is driving cab right now, guys. His doctor advised him not to go back to factory working and being on his feet for 12 hours. So he's working for a cab company, driving cab. Oops. And so he had a run on Sunday, this past Sunday, and he was gone for 7 hours. So I didn't want, so I went out and shoveled, and I shouldn't have, because that was the same week I fell. And oh yeah, women don't listen. As I told Scott, because it was me. When he's on thought, people are gonna walk over. I'm gonna assault it, he says. But we don't listen. We get up and do. Yeah. I hit 3. I had I made Scott take a picture of my butt again yesterday. I can't see the bruise. I can turn mine and see a little bit, and in a mirror, it's really dark. We're upstairs in our bedroom. Even with the lights on, I couldn't see it. It's still kind of healing. It's the size of China. Yeah, I hit hard. But when I went to the hand doctor, I was telling him, so he kind of felt this thing on me. I was telling him I fell. And because I was like, what is this? Your pelvic bone, I guess it is. And I go, could you break that? And he goes, yeah. I said, would you feel it if you fractured it or break it? And he goes, oh, yeah. Why? And so I proceeded to tell him. He goes, let me see. And then he's doing this. He didn't Feel anything out of sorts? So he says to me, I like this hand doctor. He goes, he goes, you need a cushion at the bottom of those stairs. He goes, honey. Because it was so funny. So I have to have carpal tunnel surgery. Not surgery, actually. They don't call it, it's a procedure. I'm not having the typical carpal tunnel surgery. Let me see, what do they call this? Well, it is a minimal invasive surgery thread carpal tunnel release. Okay? So, they're just waiting to hear back from my insurance, which isn't going to be no problem because I already talked to my insurance. They're just waiting for the paperwork. There should be no problem because I was like right on top of that when I got home. I called my insurance immediately. They're just waiting for the thing from the doctor and they'll approve it. So I'll probably have that done in February. Both hands eventually. We're going to do this, my right hand first, and then my left one later. But, so I say to this doctor, is there any restrictions? He goes, yes. No Karate Kid. And he goes, do you know Karate Kid? And I said, personally, no, Ralph Macchio. But when I was a teenager, he hung all over my room. And he stops and looks at me. And he looked at me. I said, he was the hottest thing when I was a kid in my world. I said, that man could have married him, I said. And he stares at me and he goes, so you know the movies? I'm like, yeah. And then he realized what I said and he starts laughing. Because I said, what's this got to do with my hands? No Karate Kid, no paint fans, no wax on, no wax off, none of that. He goes, no sanding either on a porch. He goes, and no falling down the stairs. So I walk out by Scott. I'm in a different room. So I walk out by Scott. He's in I started in one room and then they moved me to another room to do an ultrasound on my hands. So I walk back in. I'm done with the appointment. 2 weeks from now, I go back in just to do another little update, just in case I can't. He has this procedure only takes 15 minutes. So he's like, "How far do you live?" Scott goes, 2 blocks. I mean, I go out of my driveway, go down, go turn, and go boom right down. I'm only a block, like less than a mile, not even. He goes, really? Scott goes, yeah, I'm right off Lombardi Ave. He goes, so if I call you on a Thursday and say, hey, Tina can be in here at 4:00. Insurance came through. You can get her here. Scott goes, yep. Pretty much, he says. And he goes, even if I have to drop her off in between a taxi driver. He goes, I'll get her here. He's like, okay. He goes, because it's only a 20-minute. He says, the time frame to get me set up takes longer than the procedure. So he wants to get, because average person, he said, hands are at a 5 and a 5 to 7. And then I go, what's that mean? He says that's the way the doctors look at numbers. This one's almost to a 14. This one's 13. And he says, I'm puffy. I didn't even realize. I just thought that was my normal hand size. But you can see that, how like that right there, that's swelling inside. I am just, so I have to start icing my hands again. And I didn't realize that. I just thought that was my hands. Yeah. So, but I laughed so hard. Do you know Karate Kid? And I answered, well, not personally. His name's Ralph Macchio, and he hung on my walls. He was my dream man as I was 13 or something, I said. And he kind of turns and looks at me. He did tell me I was the first one in his career that's ever answered him like that. Most people go, Karate Kid the movie? You know? Bob has kept on his right hand. He waited way too long. He still has tingling in his fingertips. It's trouble holding. Anything. Well, you know what? My doctor told me. He gave me all this brochure, and he said he gave me this one right here. Years ago, they cut right here. They would cut that. Okay, and they still do. Some doctors still do, and that's a no-no. He says my doctor's from China, and he says right there they cut that right here, and they're cutting that tendons. That's what it's not so much the nerve anymore. It's the tendons. They mess up your tendons. Where now they put like you can see the little blue dot or little dot right there. They go. That's all I'll have, and then another one up here, and they pull that back to do everything else underneath. He says they don't come as much better. He told me, Doc. He goes, they should start doing that. There's no reason these doctors need to cut you open. Is how he put it to me. Because I told my doctor, I heard too many horror stories. I watched my grandma experience carpal tunnel. Her hands were never right after that. So he says, I told my doctor I wasn't having surgery. I live on on a medication that he's got me on right now. Then have them cut. Yep. Because it's the cutting right here. And there ain't much there. And that's like the doctor said, there's not much there to cut. And that's a really small spot to heal. And it never heals right. I'm not saying it's wrong and I'm not saying it's right. But I'm just saying what my doctor that I went to. And I'm thinking, hey, if you don't have to cut me open, just a little spot here and here. And like he says, after I have the procedure, I can't do dishes for a week. So I'm like, I'll tell Scott that after we have the surgery. So I don't get my hands in dirty water. And it's 2 little Band-Aids, and then they have a wristband I have to wear for like a week or two just to, you know. I said, and I asked, I'm a person that asks a lot of questions. I said, I have a question for you. He was like, what? Okay, if a person has your procedure, he's like, yes. How many patients have you had back to redo it? And he goes, none. And he goes, I've never had to have another patient come back and me have to do this procedure again. I'm like, interesting. Yep. Because I've heard of people having to have carpal tunnel surgery again. Yep. Oh my God, 7,000. Yeah. I'm making our deductible. Well, me and Scott are on state insurance right now. We pay, and there's no deductible. We pay $200 right now because Scott wasn't working since his heart attack, so we were qualified for assistance this year. We'll probably be losing it. We don't know how because now he's back working, so we have to figure that out. He hasn't even got paid yet, but this company offers insurance, which is good, but when Diamond was on with our caseworker yesterday, basically it's the same insurance, just because it's a small business insurance that this guy carries through the state of Wisconsin. So basically, Scott and I are on the same insurance. Yeah. So, and I laugh because I'm filing for disability right now. The paperwork's being emailed because of my eyesight. And so we're going to see how that goes. Because my eyesight, the last eye doctor appointment I had, he says, yeah, I'll be blind eventually. I'm like legally blind in one eye, and my good eye is getting worse. So, yeah, that's my elderly years. My sight will probably be gone. I mean, really gone. Not he does like they can't predict the future, but my future in my eyesight is not looking good. And I've accepted it. What can you do? I've had eyesight problems since I was a kid. Since I ran through the store as a kid, I lost practically all my sight, and then because I weakened my good eye so bad because of my left that But I go with the philosophy. It is what it is, and you can't fix it. You can't change it. Yeah, Bob said, I'll wait till he's eligible for Medicare. He has 2 more years. Yeah, there is no way I would be having this carpal tunnel surgery if I didn't have this insurance I'm on right now. I'll tell you that. I don't. And me and Scott, we just got lucky because they classified Scott disabled. Temporary disabled is what they classified him. Because he's still on. How did he word that? Scott is still on doctor's orders. Okay. He's still limited. So we qualified for, I think, Medicaid. I don't have to have that. Diamond handles all that. I just hand the person my card. And it cost us $200 a month. It's not free, but it's not, I know. But at least we have insurance. I don't know how people make it. I told Scott, there's no way we would be able to cover Scott's medical alone. So, but my doctor thinks I've had carpal tunnel for 10 years. This ain't something that just occurred this year. He thinks what did it this year is I agitated it, doing all the paint, washing walls, painting the house, doing exabers, helping with exabers, just doing things that finally the motion of painting. Because I'm like, I can't give up painting. I looked right at him. I'm like, giving up painting. He goes, do you paint for a living? Like walls and houses or something? He goes, and I'm like, no, in my craft room. And he goes, oh, with a tiny brush? And I'm like, yeah. And what do you do with it? I said, in an art journal. He says, that's a different motion. It can occur because I'm doing it over and over, but it's this. He told me it's this motion. So all we can think about, because is I was looking back. I used to work retail. Hi, Fresh Start. I used to work retail, so this doesn't help. And I did that for 8 years. And used to work at a pickle factory grabbing jars. Working fast food with, I mean, it's all there's no one thing to add it up. Why all of a sudden now? He told me because I'm getting old. This doctor's funny. I mean, he had me laughing. Because you could tell he's not from our country. And he skips words. The mouse on the computer. Yeah. And he's so funny because when he told me go home, put my how do you say that? Go home, put my feet up, and put my hands in ice. But he skipped words. Like, that's what he told me. Go home, put my feet up, and put my hand on ice. But he went, go home, put your feet on ice and your hands. And I looked at him like, because he skipped a few words in between. And I'm like, I need to put ice on my feet. He goes, no, girl, go put your feet up. And then when he slows down, he gets it. He goes, did I miss words? He goes, and his nurse goes, yes. Because she's right behind him filling in the words. But the Karate Kid really got me. Oh my God, that was funny. He looked at me and his nurse is laughing. She is just busting out laughing. And he goes, what'd she say? He goes, because his nurse also talks a little Chinese. I guess that's their language. I don't know, because she rattled something in their language. And he starts laughing. So she must have kind of interpreted what I said better. But he's been in the country, he told me, since he was about 20. And he's like, I think he told me 42. But he says it's such a custom. It's hard. But I can understand him. He had me rolling. God, he had me rolling. He told Scott, he walks back in the room with me, and I'm laughing, and I go, Karate Kid, and Scott looks at both of us like, what the hell? He told Scott, you need to help your wife do dishes. Scott goes, okay, you may need to do vacuum. And Scott does do some of the vacuum anyways. He goes, because I told him I'm like a housewife and I craft. I'm a housewife. I don't work outside the house. So he told Scott, you may have to take over more house chores. And if she calls you houseboy, it's okay. It's just temporarily. Scott comes out of the doctor's office with me. I ain't being called no houseboy, he says. I was trying to find my eye journal. But so the other day, I did this. So these little pieces of paper, right? Or do we want to work on the scavenger hunt? Scavenger hunt. Maybe. Yeah, we'll do scavenger. But I did that. I'm going to eventually cover this. I ain't no houseboy. I said, no, and you're not the gardener either. I have a weird sense of humor. Okay. Scott came home early one night from work, or one day. The machine went down. He was only gone like 2 hours. Usually he doesn't come home till like 11. Leaves at, his shift was 5 to 11, something like that. And he's home 2 hours after. So I open the front door. He's going through the side door. And I go out the front door. Hurry up, hurry up. He's going through the side door. Get out. My neighbor Tim's like, what? And my neighbor Diane's like, could hear me. Scott comes walking back around the corner, and I'm like, damn, you just missed the gardener, I said. They're delusions. Yeah, they're delusions. They're little stickets. I bought some of her grab bags. I bought 3 of them. I don't know if she's making them anymore. But you can tell they've been in their warehouse a while. And the reason I say that is because they rip. They don't, and some of them, let's see, where's one that I see how it came off the pad? The glue's kind of. Well, I could send you one. You want one? I'll send you one. There's 100 pieces in here. I'll send it your way. Let me put a sticky note on it. I have to wait till my money gets into my account, though. Because, I tell you, Scott just started working and he didn't get it. The payroll's weird there. Send to Miss Cat. I want to put that in Cassie's world. In parentheses, or I'll be like, who's this? There we go. Yeah, I'll put that in there. I'll send you one. I got 4 of them. 4 or 3. Yeah, 3 or 4 of them. I don't need them all. Let me look. So I got, yeah. And I also got her little, these I use. The elastic bands are cool. But I got 3 of them. No. Somewhere. See, I got things all over in different spots. Still have them from the Dollar Tree. So I know one is already in bulk. Yeah, I ordered 3 things. So I must have a paper clip somewhere. But yeah, and it came with the Delusion, her dialogue journals, which I use. If you're like, what is she talking about? I'll show you. And I can't remember off the top of my head. Let's see. Oh. So I got, once in a while, Ranger comes out with Kim Holtz grab bags, Dana Wakely grab bags, or Delusions. Well, of course, it's Delusions. I bought it. I bought 3. So you got this. You got one of these. One of them. And of course, one of that, and I think 2 or 3 of these. I can't remember. It's been a while. And one of these. Yeah. I ordered 3. And of course, I ordered 3. I love the grab bags. Yep. Ranger. Once in a great while. So, in a diary, it's stickers. I don't get as many, though. Because in here, there's a lot to me. A lot of stuff that... Like, these are cool, but like this stuff, it's mainly for like planners, to-do list, and then let's just journal. Some words them are cool, and then you get their images, and then you get the months, and big form, and then little. Damn it. Ones like this. And then borders. And then numbers and like little stickers that like flower, and arrow, heart, love, and a star, and then arrows down. I think you get that in there. Hang on. I might have just stuck that in there. No, you don't get this. I must have this from something else and stuck it in there. No, you don't get that because it's not in the back of this one. Yeah. But yeah. So I bought 3 of them because she's my woman. I spend a lot of money on Diane Riley. She's just send me like something free once in a while. I'm always buying her stuff. I'm only missing like 10 of her stamps, guys. Yeah. And they're all recent. I have 1 cart full of her stamps. But this is how I used to do my little journals, was in this size. Except I didn't have enough real tape. I used to use only her in mixed media. I love her. Oh yeah, she's my favorite. My favorite. Did I put the wrong one in here? Yep, I put the wrong one. Okay. Yeah. She is one of my favorite artists. She is my favorite artist. I love her more than I love anybody else, artist-wise. I have 1 white little cart on wheels that's all her stamps. Oh. Yep. I spent a lot of money on her. See, I'm going to put that in there. Put that in my drawer behind me. Right there. That goes over there. Okay. I got to go use the little girl's room. So I will be right back. I'm going to work in that. And go talk to the hubby real quick because I heard him in the house.
love you, dear. I really do. But I don't want you moving fast on steps. Okay?
Okay. Sorry about that. I was talking to Scott. He's just leaving. He has to go. uh, um, he has to go out and drive, pick up some guy at the. I can't believe flights came in this stuff. Scott's on his way to the airport to pick up 3 men. And there were, and when Scott boss turned around and called them and said, "Hey, the guy that would pick you up, he's got a snow blow out his driveway to get out." They're like, "We understand, we're fine, we'll wait." So he's on his way now, because I thought he was finishing in the driveway. He only did the part to get his taxi van. The taxi cab provides the vehicle. It's a little Dodge Caravan because I told him he's a soccer dad now. I tease him all the time. But he told me one of the drifts was waist high. His waist. My husband's 6'1". Yeah. And he didn't even get the whole driveway done. These guys came in and he said during, I can't believe they flew last night, but I don't know how that stuff works. Yeah. Airbus is canceling all flights going to the snow zones. I don't know where these dudes, they could have been on a private plane for all I know. I have no idea, but, or how long they've been at the airport. There's hotels at the over by the airport. So they may have been, I don't know, but he has to pick them up. And this is probably, I think this is what it is. They probably came in, went to the airport. That's because he just said he had to go out to the airport. He didn't say at the airport, but he said these guys were flown in. And he has to drive them home, which was 40 minutes out of town. So they probably spent the night at some hotel over by the airport, for all I know. I didn't go into details with them. But they probably were one of the last flights before they started more. Because I'm thinking, how the hell did the Packers leave town? Packers must have left town probably Wednesday for Dallas, I imagine. Because the game's Sunday. I don't know. I don't pay attention. But, yeah. I look at the neighbors that you can see where the one person blew out, the snow blowed their sidewalk. It's probably a good estimate, like a kitchen table high on the sidewalk where they ended, and you can see the next person's yard. It's crazy. So what are we gonna do today, guys, in the scavenger hunt? Let's see, something out of the trash. Oh, I got junk mail, and I know junk mail's on this. Create a monster. Use a rubber stamp. Something tea. Paint scraping. Oh, I have to cross that off. I did paint scraping. Paint scraping. I hope that's what this stuff is. Paint scraping. That's my paint scraping. Did that. And I also did paint splotches. Coffee stain. I have to do that. Gratitude page. Botanical. Candy wrappers. Treasure map. Hidden message. Use a paper towel. Stickers. Use an envelope. Valentine. Create a monster. Use a rubber stamp. Something tea. Junk mail. We'll do junk mail today because I actually kept some. Interesting pattern. Oh, I did interesting pattern. That's this back here. Right there. That's my interesting pattern. So I did interesting pattern. Interesting patterns done. Okay, use watercolor, product packaging, wish list, unused product, fingerprint bees, decorated paperclip, a quote, graffiti and Stark, t-shirt saying, add a pocket, wild card, include sewing, recipe card, repurpose your art, pattern paper. That's the one I was going to do is pattern paper. We'll do pattern paper. Boom. Map page, we can do that one too. Tag, swatches, something vintage and wash a day. Seen 365. No, I have not, Kelly. Have you looked at Relaxing Cuts Glass Glue Scavenger Hunt? She does 1 month and then it is really? I'll have to check it. Let me get my tablet. I like doing these scavenger little hunts. I took, okay. This one is me. I'm nothing against this lady, Catfish. I ran hers off, but hers is kind of confusing to me. If you could spend an hour with an enemy, dead or alive, who would it be? And she has all these questions. And then on this and the other one I ran off, she's got Lincoln, Jesus, Grandmother, Princess Diana, and elves. Am I supposed to answer that and put that in a book? If you could be anyone for a day, dead or alive, who would it be? Am I supposed to find like a picture? No, Dawn, no, no, Dawn, no, go Pack, go. Come in my chat and don't even say hi and go Dallas. No. Hi, Miss America. How are you? Years, but decided to try a new one this year. What's your temp there, Tina? It says 18 Fahrenheit on my little computer screen, but this morning when I woke up, it was -1. We got 13.5 inches of snow. Yep. Scott just blew out our driveway so he could go to partial our driveway so he could go to work. Yep. Nope. Mm-mm. Ain't happening, Don. I jinxed them. They're not going anywhere. Better just accept their faith now and go home. And I don't even like football, but when it comes to Dallas, I have to give Dawn stuff. Okay. All right. Here's a look at relax, cut, and glue scavenger hunt. Relax, cut, glue, scavenger. Oops. Okay, I wrote myself a note. So I do that. Yeah. This would be the 3rd years I've done 29. Holy Christ. Renee. Good morning, Renee. This would be my 3rd year doing Janet's. And I'm usually done by now. I've been taking my time on it. So, which other? I did clothing. That one's done. So let's see. All right. I forgot where I was. A song, lyrics, or artist. Something out of the trash. Stained glass, or drawing, or photo. Copy stain. Gratitude page. Botanical, candy wrappers, treasure hunt. Add a hidden message. Use paper towels. Stickers. Use an envelope. Valentine. Create a monster. Use a rubber stamp. Something tea. Junk mail. Book page. Use watercolor. Product packaging. Wish list. Unused product. Finger paint bees, cartoon character, food packaging, decorate a paperclip. We'll decorate a paperclip today. Quote. Come up with a quote. Graffiti and snark. I can do that one. T-shirt saying Allie's going to give me that one. Add a pocket. Wild card. Include sewing. Recipe card. Repurpose your art. Pattern paper. Map page. Tag. Maybe we'll make a tag. Swatches, something vintage, and washi tape. All right. Those are the ones I circled. I circled the ones I'm going to do. And then I have all these letters to do yet. Why do we need blue on? We'll make sure you have blue on tomorrow. No, I ain't wearing no blue. Diamond already laid out all my clothes when she was here. I walked in my bedroom and they're on my vanity and it's all Packer clothes. And she goes, you must wear this Sunday. Ain't happening. I ain't wearing no blue for Dallas. My daughter is very superstitious. Even on Sunday, she made sure I had no orange and blue on when she was here. Because, Dawn, you got to see this, okay? You're going to laugh. I'll tell you this story. I haven't talked to you. I'll get out my book. I'll show you. So, last Sunday, a friend of ours that's actually from Illinois, he had friends come up for the game. So, I don't live that far from Lambeau Field. He asked if they could park here and tailgate. Scott goes, I don't care. So, I took pictures of them. Them are Chicago Bear fans in my backyard. So I sent a picture to Diamond, and she's like, boo, How dare you? Shame. Shame, shame, shame. Then she sends me this tailgate tunes. She told me that I'm supposed to play this for them. The Bears still suck. So now I did, and I showed the guys this. They had a good laugh. Okay, they're in my backyard. They're making hamburgers. That's my table. They're using my grill. They're a bunch of nice guys. They were a mutual friend of Scott's, a friend of ours. So this first time they were in Green Bay. So Dave drove them to our house, and then they tailgated and had chips, potato salad. They had the cooler full. It was nice. I didn't have to cook. That was fine with me. Number 100 on the scavenger hunt is, I believe, Valentine. Yep, Valentine's. My page is getting ragged. Yep, Valentine. So I sent her this, and then the phone rings. I'm like, Jesus, I'm gonna hear it from Diamond. I asked her, and she goes, hello, and I go, hello, and she goes, Mama. She went, Mama or Mommy, and so Diamond calls me Mama, and then when she calls me Mommy, I know she wants something, and I go, what do you want? Because she said, Mommy, would you mind keeping an eye on Bubba and Allie, or Bubba and Riley for me? And I'm like, why? And where's Sam? And where's Leah? Because Leah's home right now, because Leah's home from school. Plus, she's staying with Sam and Diamond because she had her shoulder operation. Because Leah got in a bad car accident a few months ago. She got in the car accident, but it wasn't her fault. And they messed up her shoulder. The seatbelt messed up her shoulder. I would have never thought a seatbelt could tear ligaments in a shoulder, but it did. She was bruised, but whatever. So I know Leah's home, but Sam, Leah, and Allie were at a birthday party Allie went to at a bowling alley, and Sam likes to go bowling. So Sam decided to take Allie to the birthday party. Well, a mutual friend of Diamond and Sam called Sam and said, hey, I got one extra ticket to the game. You want to go? Sam goes, no, but I know Diamond would. So she got a free ticket to go to the Bears game. So then she calls me, and I ended up with the kids. And this is her. I told her she had to send me a picture at the game. Well, this is before this is all this is before she got the phone call. So when she pulls up here, Dave is loading these guys up in his truck. He's getting them, going to drop them off closer to Lambeau Field because Dave wasn't going to the game. He didn't feel right coming, have 4 strangers show up at my house that I have no idea because Scott's on a run out of town. So Dave came to the house, introduced me, hung out with them, hung out with me, made their little party. They had beer, they had soda. I didn't have to cook. I didn't care who they were. If they offered free food and I don't have to cook, I'm up for it. So Diamond came, and they were all putting stuff away, and Dave goes to Diamond. Dave only met Diamond once. Well, I guess I can let a Bear or a Packer fan in my truck if you would like a ride up to Lambeau. So then this guy right here, the guy in the front says, are you okay with squeezing in with some Bears fans? And Diamond goes, it's a ride. You're going to lose anyways. So they wanted to go to a certain spot. They wanted to go somewhere, a certain spot. Diamond had to meet up with the friends that had the ticket. So they followed Diamond to meet up with their friends. The friends and all because the friends were at a bar. They picked a bar destination. So they all followed Diamond to this bar. She got with her friends and they all went back up to Lambeau. And Diamond said, these 4 guys thanked Diamond and her friends because one of the friends in Diamond's group was actually a Bears fan. They had so much fun before the game. And then they would, split off to go to their seating. And when they came back, they said, your daughter was very hospitality to us and their friends. They said they had a good time because they've never been to a game up here or Lambeau Field. They said they got harassed a little bit, but they had a good time. they said. And Diamond showed them, you go check this out while you're around Lambeau. If you have time, go here. So they went and checked out inside of Lambeau. Diamond pointed them after they kind of walked around the parking lot and tailgated. Here, have a beer. Yeah, you're a damn Tails fan, but Bears fan. We'll give you one anyways, Yeah. So they said that they had a good time, and Diamond showed them around a little bit. The group she was in, they said, we're so funny because when Diamond got to meet up with their friends, the guy that was given the extra ticket, his girlfriend decided to not go or something in their little group because she had no idea. She was just meeting up with one guy she knew. Well, then when she got there, she knew a couple other, but there was this other group who was Bear fans. It was so funny. So she's like, I was sitting with Bear fans, Mama. Yeah, I was laughing at her. But oh yeah, it's a real Chicago. It's like Vikings, Chicago's big deal up here. People hang. I laugh because Scott's telling me, by the way, honey, he's telling me this Sunday morning. He's walking out the door to go because he didn't think he'd have to work. But there was a big run. Scott makes $20 an hour on weekends versus 15 during the week. He had to go 30 minutes out of Green Bay, pick up a person, and then go 3 hours out of Green Bay and drop her off. So at $20 an hour to sit on his butt, he's like, I'm going to take it. Plus tips. She gave him $100 tip. So he wasn't going to be here when Dave came. He's driving cab. A friend of ours drives for him because Scott's doctor still put Scott on, I don't know, limited duty because of his heart. He advised Scott not to go work back at the paper mill and be on his feet for 12 hours. He didn't think that was a good idea. Because when Scott decided to give up his job back in April, they wanted him to come back to work. They said they'd work it out better for him. But Scott had his heart attack because not 3 weeks later, he had a heart attack. So the plant said he could come back. He wasn't paid, like leave it. He took a leave it absent. No hard feelings one way or the other. So he's doing well, but they don't think it's a good idea for Scott to be on his feet in the stress of that job. Scott, because his doctor, we sat down with his doctor, we got talking, and I said he's always stressed on those jobs at the paper mill because he's the operator of the machine. And as I'm going to be blunt, as he comes home and tells me, they hire one man to run a machine. That'd been Scott, but it's all temp people underneath him. He goes through them all left and right, so he's always training. And they're all, as he puts, they're idiots, and he can't. I told him, I said, I don't think you should go back either. Because it's just the stress level of that job. Running a operator of a paper machine and having idiots that are supposed to be packing boxes. It's not that hard to do of the product that comes out of the machine. So he wasn't going back either way. He had good friendship. I guess the best way I could put it, he had good friendship with the company. They would have took him back if he chose to come back. Because he talk about Scott was on medical disability. Okay, I guess you can file that. I don't know. Diamond helped him with it. Talking, my husband had his heart attack in May. Okay, May. It is now the January 2024. He got all back pay. Ready? Lucky, I don't know what we did if we had to. I mean, my father-in-law, bless his heart, left us money or left Scott money. So we budgeted. I budgeted like it was a paycheck. I'm like, Scott, this is what we need. He'd go and put it in my account and I pay the bills. We did good. Yeah, we bought things for the house. We splurged a little. We gave ourselves the amount of money to splurge. And once that money was splurged, done. We aren't touching the savings. We aren't touching the investments. We are done. And I budgeted enough because we really don't want to go more into the savings to live. So we knew after Christmas, Scott would have to go to work, or I would find something. We talked about we had a plan because he didn't get his medical disability from the state until last week. Crazy. How do these people work? If they didn't have like me and Scott had an inheritance to get by. How do people manage? What takes so long? I mean, we didn't. Scott wasn't going to even file for it, but our caseworker from the hospital told us, you have the right, Scott, you file for it, because we have a caseworker we met with. And so they filed it. Scott helped Scott file it. It just came. It came into his other account, and he was like, where'd this extra cash come from? And he still gets it. He has to, it's really weird. Because now that he's working, it's not, he's still on like medical, but he can work to a limit. So he has to report his income from this job, and he'll still, if it's more, then he loses it. But if it's under, he'll get the difference. I don't know how that works, but you guys know what I mean. Yeah. Well, mine still went because I'm filing it. We got Scott's filed. They're filing my disability because the caseworker says I should be collecting disability because of my eyesight. So she's going to help me get mine going. Yeah, she doesn't get it either. There's some guys that are in wheelchairs she has for clients that can't work are still waiting. Yeah. Then you hear of other stories where they get it like this. Where, yeah. Ouch, I shouldn't have did that. So, but my ticker's good. I have carpal tunnel done. I'm just waiting to hear back from my insurance to have that done. And I'm not having a surgery. Well, I am, but not the typical surgery. Because I won't have the surgery. I refused. But my doctor's a good man. Because I told him, I'm not having no carpal tunnel surgery. I heard too many horror stories. So it's a different procedure I'm having done. But, so, now we have to wait for 4 paychecks from Scott. I did find out he gets paid weekly, but by the time they get it in the bank, the next week's happening. He gets to keep his tips, and any tips that the driver, like some driver, like long runs, they play with a credit card, and if the person tips them, they have a thing in there to tip in when they do the credit card. He gets that too, but then that's taxed. Yeah, I'm hoping. Yeah, look at my hands, how swelled up. I didn't realize when I went and saw the doctor Thursday, this is all swelling. I just thought that was normal hands. That was my normal fatty hands. This is all swelling. This is all swelled. So I have to go back. I have to still ice my hands. He says I'm really swelled up, and I didn't even realize it. All my puffiness in my fingers. Yeah, I didn't. I just thought I had fatty hands. Yep. He says that there's an average between 5 and 7 as the average hands. I don't know all that terminology. This is at a 14, and this is at a 13 and a half. This one is bad. This one's real bad. I asked him, how in the hell did I get carpal tunnel? I'm a housewife. I'm a crafter. You can get carpal tunnel for just, there's no explanation, he says, really. I said, from running a vacuum? And Dawn, this is so funny. So he does, because I had those electric shocks thing up my arms. Oh my God, that was so painful. And then little shots, or not shot, I always say shots, little needles to test my nerves. Oh my God. I had tears running down my cheeks. I would tense up, so the doctor would be like, you need not tense. And Scott goes, honey, think of something. So I thought of the Van Gogh exhibit, pictured that in my mind, because I don't know if I would have got through that. So, and then I asked, Tina, the questioner. And then that result came back, and then I had to go to the hand doctor, and I said to the hand doctor, Dr. Dan, his last name's Go. He's a Chinese man, very nice man. I said, why did I have to have the electrical hand thing if you did an ultrasound on my wrist and my hand? He goes, because they were thinking he had nerve damage, which is a good idea. He says, you do have nerve damage throughout your arm and your shoulders and your neck. I'm like, oh, lovely. He says, so he goes, first step we're going to do is your hands. Next step I'm going to do is I'm going to get you in and get you, because he does acupuncture too. He says, I want to get to your neck. I have that appointment in 2 weeks. He couldn't get me in sooner to do the neck. Because he's reading my charts, does look, and he goes, we need to work on your neck. But so he does the ultrasound of my hands, and he says to me, Dawn, it's so funny. He says, do you know the Karate Kid? And I go, not personally, but he hung on my bedroom walls when I was about 13, and he was the man of my dreams, basically commented like that. I don't remember the exact words. And he turns and looks at me, and the nurse, his nurse starts laughing. And he goes, what'd you say? So I repeated it, and he looks over at his nurse, and she must be bilingual, really good, because I could understand her a little bit better than I could understand him, because he's from China. So she talks in their language, and then he starts laughing. And then I go, what's the Karate Kid have to do with my hands? He goes, no paint wall, no wax on, no wax off, no sand porches. And I go, huh? He goes, none of this and none of this. But he says to me, of all my years, he says, I used a Karate Kid to tell a patient not what to do, he says, because this movement like this, painting walls. I've been doing a lot of it. He thinks that's what did it, is I agitated it more this summer by washing my walls, painting my walls, and probably helping Xavier. I just overdid it, that it finally said enough is enough. He goes, you've probably been doing this for years. And Scott goes, oh, yeah. Sleepy hand all the time? Yep. He goes, yep. You probably were like, yep, do this, run it off, ignore it. Well, now you can't ignore it anymore, honey. So he says to me, goes, I've been using that Karate Kid philosophy. So if they ever saw the movie Karate Kid, they know no paint fences, no sanding, no buffering, no wax on, no wax off. Stay away from this movement as possible. So he goes, you're the only one Dad ever came back with. Well, not personally, but Ralph Macchio hung on my walls when I was a kid. He was my dream man. Which he did. I had a big thing for the Karate Kid. So I'm like, where are you going with this? I go in by Scott, and I am just laughing. And Scott's like, what's so funny? I said, Karate Kid, I'll tell you later. He says to Scott, you have to do dishes, he says. Scott goes, okay. He goes, and you might have to be vacuuming. He goes, and I can't remember now. Something boy. Oh. Chore boy or something he came out with. Basically, he's telling Scott he might have to help a little bit more around the house. Oh, chore boy. You might have to be boy something. And Scott does help me around the house. But he took it that Scott worked outside the house and I was the home keeper. So, and probably in his culture, the man probably doesn't do anything. I don't know. But he called Scott houseboy. That was it. You might have to be the houseboy, he says, for a while to help your wife. He goes, because I want her to limit what she does for housework. And no, because I told him I fell down the stairs, so he kind of felt my back too. Scott goes in, he gets in the car and he goes, I ain't no houseboy. Scott looked at him. I said, yeah, but Scott, it's probably his version of saying husband, houseboy, but you have to understand his culture is different than ours. I called him. I'm like, hey, houseboy. I could open my vitamins the other day. I can't twist. I can't turn anything. I don't have the like to press the cover of my medications to get them open. I don't have the strength in this right now. Because my doctor ordered me to take a vitamin. Oh my God, I should get Dad's bell out. Ding it, ding, ding. We have a bell that we gave Dad so he could ring the bell if he needed us. Oh, I should get it out. Ding, ding, ding. So I couldn't get my vitamins open because I bought them Friday when me and Diamond were out. Because Diamond and I, or Thursday, we knew the snowstorm was coming. So because me and Diamond were supposed to go grocery shopping on Friday, she calls me, wakes me up, and she's like, "Hey, Mom, get dressed." I'm like, you know, when you get that phone call and you're like, "What? Get dressed. What's going on? Why? What?" I'm still asleep. We need to go grocery shopping. I'm like, it's Friday? And I'm thinking, shit, how did I miss Thursday? Because I knew I had my hand appointment on Thursday. I'm like, oh man, I missed my hand appointment. Because, you know, one day, days for me just go into the next. She's like, no, it's Thursday. When's your appointment at the hand doctor? I go, 2:00. She's like, good, get your butt dressed. I'm like, what time is it? 7:30. I'm like, Jesus. Get dressed. I'm on my way into town. Kids are getting on a bus in less than 10 minutes. I'm dropping them off at the corner and coming right in. I'm like, why are we going shopping today? I thought we were doing it Friday. She goes, oh, yeah, you're still sleeping, aren't you? Yeah. Well, we got a big snowstorm coming in. I ain't going to drive into town and be stuck. So, I'm like, okay. As long as I'm back. So, and I'm like, said to Diamond, as long as we out after, I said, I have to go stop at Walgreens. I said, get some vitamins. My doctor ordered me, wants me on an all woman vitamin. I had to pick up my not acid. Yeah. Get my acid pill because my body's not making enough acid. Back on that. God, it sucks getting old. So we got that, but I couldn't open the bottles. And that's later on the afternoon when I'm home because I bought at Walmart, I bought a tray because I struggled the other day opening my bottles. So I bought a tray that has AM and PM for my medication. So it's that evening. I'm sitting in my chair, have the coffee tray in front of me, going to fill up the weekly pills and all, so I can do it that way. One of these things, I don't know what you call these. I got a bigger one. This is my afternoon pill. One of these. But it's got AM and PM. So I try to open all the pill bottles and I go, hey, houseboy, will you open my pill bottles for me? He looks over at me and he says, you're lucky it's your pill bottles and you need them, because if you wouldn't need your pills, I'd have told you to go blah, 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 something. So on Thursday, I said, hey, I've been calling him a houseboy since Thursday. Houseboy, what do you make for dinner? He goes, why am I? He looks at me, what? I said, well, my weekend until Tuesday is with grandsons has started. They just came through the door calling, Grandma, where are you? So let me go and let them talk my ears off, and they will wind down and catch you later. All right, Miss Cat, enjoy those babies. But what did I do with my junk mail? I kept right here. So, yupper, I tell you. You know what? My father-in-law, he's been gone. He would be gone almost a year come March. He gets more mail than I do. Ain't that crazy? They keep just sending this junky stuff. Second Amendment Foundation. I don't know any of this. And then he's got, let's see, DirecTV 2-year plan. Business mail, Second Amendment. Okay, let's see what they want from him this time. Okay. 2024 dues, $15. Your share of the 2024 budget, $15. Total suggestion, a contribution, $30. Requested payment date, 1/29/2004. To my father-in-law. Guess what, people? You ain't getting it. He's a goner. He's in heaven. He ain't worried about whatever this, what did this money would go for anyways? What did they fight? Oh, gun rights. Oh, I get it. Okay. I wonder if Dad ever actually did this, or is this just they just send this stuff because they figured he would. I don't ever remember seeing Dad pay for any of this, so they probably just send that stuff. Oh, oh. But yeah, I gotta go back to icing my hands 3 times a day to 4 times a day. Keep the medication my doctor has me on for now. And then once the procedure is done, we'll try to. He's going to give me, okay, he's doing the procedure on this hand. And then he'll do it later on this one. But he's going to, same time he's doing this one, he's going to give me a shot so I don't have to take medication to continue the medication. Because the medication he got me on, I guess, is highly addictive, but it's working, but it's only numbing the pain. Because my doctor said, I call him Dan, it's Dr. Dan, that's my hand doctor, suggests switching medications. Then we'll quit the one that he put me on. But Dr. Dan says we're not going to switch it right now until after the procedure. And then go from there. I can't get this page on straight, so I'm just going to put it in the center. The center. But I'm going to be in 15 minutes in and 15 minutes out. Yeah, so I was reading. He probably did donate something like that. He probably at one time did. So that's probably why he still gets it. They just don't know he's no longer with us. So, because he gets also, and I only can imagine what my father-in-law donated money to because he gets this stuff all the time. Crazy. But that's how they're doing my procedure, Dawn. I'll show you. So, my understanding from my doctor is they used to cut this tissue in your wrist. I don't know if that's the front or back. I think it's this way. They used to cut that. They don't do that no more. At least my doctor's not doing it. Because I told my regular doctor, I'm not having surgery. I'll stay on a medication. I've heard too many nightmares. So he suggested this. And that's my doctor's last name. The GO technique. They call it. I guess they're the ones that came up with it. I'm not positive, but my understanding. Yeah. 15-minute procedure. He told me it takes longer to get me in the room and set up. Transverse carpal ligament. And we have 2 little spots here, there. They do whatever they do in there. Pull that back out. And then they'll stitch 2 little stitches, Band-Aid, and then they put a wristband on me for a while. That's it. Yeah, I know what the Second Amendment is. I was just saying, this probably to protect the Second Amendment. I imagine this is a donation for some people to keep fighting in Congress or whatever. Pay for their services. I don't know. He gets this stuff all the time. Like he gets Wounded Warriors. He gets a lot. I told Scott, did your dad literally donate to every one of these? He goes, probably not. I'm like, because man, if I had added up everyone he was getting in the mail, that was a lot of donation money my father was donating out. Like I said, he gets more mail than me. He's not even with us anymore. And we tried to stop it but It's hard. Postman said he tried to stop it. It still goes through. So I told our postman's also our neighbor. And I told him, I said, don't worry about it. If it comes through, it comes through. So that's junk mail, number 47. No, there's a stamp image. We're going to do a stamp image on over the junk mail. But yeah, here's a rubber stamp. Okay. You got food? What are you having? I'm going to have a muffin. I'd have had a muffin yesterday, but I forgot to take butter. I like really soft butter. Got home from the grocery store Thursday, threw it in the fridge, and forgot to take a stick out and put it on the butter dish. So I was like, damn. When I went to have my muffin yesterday, the butter was hard. So I had a banana. No, I did not have a banana. Scott ate my banana. That's right. I had Danish instead. I went out to have a banana peanut butter sandwich. I love banana peanut butter sandwich. And Scott ate my last banana because he was walking out the door, so he grabbed it because it was easy to eat. I gave him so much crap. He ate my banana. Like, did you get my banana? He goes, yeah. I'm like, excuse me. I was walking out the door, baby. So I have to do butterflies all over that, and then I'm going to color it. So I got these from Steph the other day, and these I bought to a sale this summer. I'm going to use them. Oh, I got to go do something. I didn't take my morning pills. I'll be right back. Scott asked me that when he came in the house. Did you take your pills? And I'm like, no, it says take pills. Yeah, I got gummy vitamins. Why? I didn't realize. Pull down and pick me out a vitamin for women. I don't know. She thought I was a kid like her kids. She got me gummies. They don't taste too bad, actually. I just suck on them. Oh. But I realized that when I was putting them in my pill thing, I looked at them. I'm like, why the hell did you get me gummies? And she goes, because I'm a mother. I'm like, oh. She goes, I wasn't thinking, Mom, I'm sorry. I'm like, it's no big deal. But I was just wondering why you got me gummies. Not even the ones I would rather take. I mean, I paid for them. You walk down a vitamin aisle, that thing's crazy. Ooh. I told them when she arrives for her apartment, please tell her we miss her. My mother-in-law. Miss her and come home. Well, okay. Here's one for you. Ready? My nephew's mother just like psychotic bitch from hell, bipolar, you name it. That woman supposedly had everything under the sun wrong with her. So, and she pulled this shit all the time on us, even when my brother was alive. So, my mom picks up my nephew, picks up my son, and they go to an indoor football game here in Green Bay. I'm sitting there, knock on the door. All of a sudden, open door. There's 2 Green Bay police officers outside my door, and they're like, "Can we come in?" And I'm like, "No, you can't. I'll step out, but you ain't coming in my house. First of all, why are you here?" They didn't even tell me why. And they tried to get in my house. And I'm like, "You're not coming in my house. You got," and I'm getting cocky because they're supposed to tell me why they're there, and they're not. And I think they thought I was dumb. So, and I'm one, I'll call a cop on a cop. I ain't scared because I've done it. So, I step out on my porch. I'm over, this is over on Buchanan before I move closer here. I'm on my front porch. Of course, my neighbors are out there like, "Why the cops at Tina's house?" And they say to me, "We're here because your mother and your brother kidnapped your nephew." And I start laughing. Not a good thing to do. And they're like, "Ma'am, you need to take this seriously." And I'm like, and I start laughing again. I said, "For one, my mother did not kidnap my nephew." I said, "She literally," because I lived on west side of Green Bay. My nephew's mother lived on the west side, or I lived on the west side of Green Bay. My nephew's mother lived on the east side of Green Bay. Literally, if I could throw across the water in the bridge, I would hit her house from mine. All my mom did is come from her house, swing in, grab Boomer, cross the bridge, and pick my kid up and went to the stadium or the Resch Center over here, or thingamajig, or whatever you want to call it, to go to the game. I said, "For one, my mother did not kidnap my nephew." He goes, "How do you know that?" I said, "Because she picked up my son with my nephew, and they're at the football game over by the Resch Center, indoor football." I said, "Tammy knows that." And he goes to me, and I said, "And two, my brother cannot kidnap his son." And the guy goes, "Well, we're not sure of that." I go, "But I am." And he goes, "And how do you know that?" I go, "I'll go get him." He's like, "Yeah, we'd like to talk to Mr. Strum because Mrs. Fields have some complaints about him." I'm like, "Okay, I'll go get him." I went in and grabbed my brother's ashes. Brought him out, come out, and sit it on a tree. And he goes, "What's that?" I said, "That's my brother." I said, "My brother's dead." I said, "Do you realize?" I said, "There's got to be something in your police file that you have to know that Tammy is mental, whatever." I said, "That's when I decided to file a restraining order and harassment and restraining, because this wasn't the first time she pulled this stuff." I said, "You guys got to have a record of her pulling this kind of crap. There's got to be something when you look up my address or her address when she's involved that state something." I said, "Put in your system that my brother's dead." I said, "This isn't the first time she's pulled this." I said, "Good luck. Go to the Resch Center. Go find my mom and a bunch of crowded people." So I called my cousin Dawn because I knew my cousin Dawn was with my mom and my cousin. And at that time, my mom had only a flip phone. So my cousin Dawn, where you could text, I text Dawn. I'm like, "Oh, by the way, inform my mother she's kidnapped Boomer, cornered the Green Bay Police Department in Tammy. Good luck with that one." It happened all the time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they call his mother back. So one officer calls Tammy, and her response was, "Oh, that's right. I forgot. I'm on such medication." But the look on their faces when I brought out my brother's ashes was priceless. But I just start laughing. Your mother and your brother kidnapped your nephew. And I even said, what? And then they repeat it. Because this is and you could tell, you get the younger the officer, the cockier they are. Okay. I'm like, really? Yep. And I start laughing. This isn't a laughing matter, he says. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's a laughing matter once you know what's going on. I know what's going on. Oh, really? I go. So the thing is that my nephew's mother pulled so much shit on my brother. They had joint custody every other week arrangement. She'd have him 1 week. My brother had him the next week. She'd keep my brother from his child. My brother was in and out of court like you would not believe. Finally, this one officer had enough of it, went to a different judge and got a warrant for Tammy's arrest. For I don't know, remember. I called her. And I was talking to her because I had her cell phone number. She told me if Tammy gave me any problems to call her. Because my house was the exchange. Okay? And it worked for many years. When it did work, it worked for many years. Well, then Tammy started pulling her BS. And I didn't know in my brother's custody agreement, Tammy was always supposed to bring Boomer to my brother because my brother didn't have a driver's license. But my brother was nice enough. My brother lived in Michigan, Lower Michigan, at the time because he finally had enough. She's collecting disability. She could live anywhere, but she got to pick the school district where she lived. She traveled the whole state of Wisconsin. And finally, my brother's like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. My brother would get into a lease in the area she lived in so that the school would be the same. She'd pick up and move. That's how much my brother's nephew's mother was. That's the type of woman she was. Then my brother finally says, I'll take Elijah on the weekends only. Because she didn't get much. She didn't like the fact she wasn't getting any child support because the judge ruled that due to the fact they both had to keep households, they both had to clothe the child, feed the child, she wasn't going to get any child support from him. So she would pull this stuff all the time. So finally my brother had enough. Well, the agreement they came to was during the school year, I'm off to watch the game. Have a great Cowboys weekend. Cowboys are going to lose. I think it's going to be a really close game. I'm not going to say. I think it's going to be a good game, actually. But, so, the agreement they came up with, all holidays, my nephew went with my brother in the summer. And then on 3 weekends of the month, my nephew was with my brother. So she would pull all sorts all the time. Well, she quit letting my brother see my nephew during the school year. And we're in court. And the judge goes, I can't force her to let you see your child. And I'm thinking, what the hell are court orders for? They don't enforce them. So I said to my brother, I'm behind him, and I'm like, Timmy, he's getting mad. He's not happy because my brother was a good dad. And I said, Timmy. He's like, what? That's how he answered me. I'm like, ask her, if you get Elijah, do you have to turn over Elijah to her? So Tim goes, if this was reversed and I had Elijah, because my nephew's real name is Elijah, would I have to give him back to his mother? And the judge goes, no. And he goes, okay, because they have joint custody, joint placement. So Timmy and I are walking out of the court. And he goes, what the hell is your point, Tina, about if I had Boomer? I said, school year's done in 2 weeks, right? He goes, yeah, I think so. So then go pick him up on his last day of school and take him home with you. So my brother was outside the school when school day ended, last day of school. Took my nephew. She calls the cops on him for kidnapping. Take him over the state border. I'm on vacation. I come back and cops are within my house at my house within minutes that I get home, ready to arrest me for harboring and keeping it all sorts of stuff. And I looked right at the cop. I'm like, yeah, right, whatever. And he goes, excuse me. I said, you can't arrest me. I have no party to this. Well, according to the mother, and I'm like, I don't give a shit what the mother says. And I said, hang on. I bring out my brother's court documents. I said, right here, last court hearing. Judge states, I said, because I went and we got it. We would pay to get everything from the court hearing wrote up. Cannot force mother to give child to father and cannot force father to give child to mother. Well, he took him out of state of line. I'm like, wait a minute. Judge accepts that father lives 30 minutes over state of Wisconsin border. Because literally 30 miles off my brother lived in to Michigan from Wisconsin border. Mother is aware of Mr. Strum's residence and has been there. She turned around and told the cops that she didn't know where he was in Michigan, all this stuff. This female officer was freaking pissed. I said, she's pulled this all the time. She goes, really? And we had this whole cool conversation. So she's like sitting on my punch porch reading all this court stuff. She goes, Jesus. And I'm like, yeah, isn't that nice? She goes, you know what? I said, maybe if she wouldn't pull this stuff, if the judge would start enforcing this court orders. I said, my brother is supposed to have this child every other 3 weekends of the month in the summer, the whole summer. The mother gets 1 week in a month in the summer because she agreed to it. And my brother did a lot of off racing and Boomer didn't want to miss the races. She's like, this is coming to an end. This is enough of this, she says. And she got a different judge to read the case, and that judge turned around. My brother had a court hearing, and it went to every other week. Tammy had to actually move where my brother was going to live because my brother's the one that had to hold down a job and she'd collect Social Security. If that meant she had to move to Michigan, she moved to Michigan. And, oh yeah. But that's the officer I called when she turned around all of a sudden and said that my brother and my mom kidnapped my nephew. Because one of the first things we did after my brother passed away is we went and got grandparents' rights for my mom so that she couldn't take my mom out of my mom's life, my nephew out of my mom's life. And I had to bring, lucky I am smart, I had a binder with all the court papers. Yep. Well, she turned around, showed up in my house one time, Kelly, and turned around and said that she was going to kill me and slit my throat because something I did or something was said that I'm supposedly did. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, first of all, you don't come here and threaten me. Secondly, I haven't talked to this person in years. So I called the cops. They weren't going to do nothing. I looked right at the cop and I'm like, I'll be right back. And he looks at me and goes, where are you going? I said, none of your business. I'll be right back. You're supposed to, I called you. So I went in the house and called the cops. And the 911 operator goes, well, there's a police officer out at your residence. I said, yeah, that is not wants to do anything. I want to file a police report. He doesn't want to file a police report. He doesn't see a need to it. So they send us some like ahead of him, like shift man, guy. And when he got there and he's like, what's going on, Tina? I said, I have my brother's dead by now. He's gone. I said, my nephew's mother showed up here, threatened me, told me she didn't care if she slit my throat. I said, I don't know if she's off her meds again. He always makes excuses for her because she's bipolar and the people around her are supposed to just deal with it. But when you make a threat like that, I want paperwork. I said, because you know what? What if you find me in my driveway or in my kitchen with my throat slit? You're going to arrest my husband, not being aware that Tammy threatened me a month earlier. Because this idiot does want to take a police report. And I want a restraining order. Because I kept getting denied a restraining order. Shift command. I think that's what he was. I got my restraining order in a report. And that officer kind of got his ass jacked from the judge when I went for my restraining order because I requested him there, the first officer. Because he called her. You could hear her on the phone. Yeah, I threatened her. And I'll do it again. And he wasn't going to do a report. He didn't want to do the paperwork. He didn't want to do the legwork. That's what it was. Judge is like, you have to take these matters seriously. I don't care if you think they're verbal, nothing that comes about it. You still have to take that seriously. This woman with her state, he must. This judge goes, this woman is very unstable. You need to take that seriously. Well, there's so many calls. Yeah, because she's unstable. And I said that to the officer. She's so unstable. I said, maybe you need to lock her up. I said, I don't have nothing to do with that woman because she's that way. I said, I don't even know who she's talking about. I did know. She claims my cousin said this to her. So I got a hold of my cousin. I was pissed. I made her ass show up when the cops were there. And Connie's like, I haven't seen Tammy in 4 months. So we don't know where it was coming from. If my cousin said anything at all. It's one of those maybe things, but Connie denied it. Because I made Connie write a report. I'm like, you better write a report. Because then my mom was at my house by then, and my mom gave her that look. I'm Betty, I didn't say anything, I promise. Because my mom's like, you better not have. Because I looked at officer, I haven't even seen my cousin Connie in months. So I have no idea where this is coming from. But, yep. He needs to be at a desk jockey somewhere. Oh, I think his ass got jacked. Because that guy, the second officer that came out, he was not pleased that I had to call a cop on a cop. Do your damn job. He didn't want to write the report. That's what it was. I swear to God. Because all I could picture was, because I was home a lot with my kids. Scott's at work or my kids at school, and goes off the deep end and hurts me. They had no record of it. Just a phone call and me asking them to come out because he didn't want to do a paper trail. Yep, I had to get a restraining order. I finally had enough of it. And a mutual person that talked to her and me was my cousin Connie off and on. And I informed my cousin Connie, the judge because I made Connie come to court hearing too, that the judge said, you talk about Tina, you mentioned Tina in this conversation at any time with Miss Fields, as was her last name. And I find out about it, and Miss Fields, if you contact Tina for any reason of hearsay, he goes, both of you are going to jail. Visitation will continue because I had aunt visitation, because we were so involved in my nephew's life. So when I went and filled out the paperwork for grandparents' rights for my mom, so that Tammy couldn't stop us from my mom at least seeing Elijah. They actually gave me grandparents' right because I had my nephew, and when my brother worked, I was the babysitter, and I was in my nephew's life. We brought that baby home from the hospital because she wanted to go line dancing. She didn't want my nephew. She wanted to give him up for adoption, and my brother wouldn't do it. So it became a weapon for her. I'd throw that up in my brother's face. I didn't want him, and now my brother's like, then sign off and walk away, and she wouldn't do it. Yep. So I got aunt visitation, and my mom got grandparents visitation, and she couldn't, and it was all 2 weekends a month, 1 week in the summer, or if Elijah chose to go with us. Well, guess what? She went by the paperwork for a long time. And when she realized she had to be the parent 24/7, we were seeing them more and more and more and more and more all the time. She moved back where he went to school with my kids. And all of a sudden I called the school. I told Boomer he can go to your house tonight. I kept track too. Because I told Mom, I said, if this continues, where I'm having Boomer like 5 days out of the week, and she might have him 1, I'm going for custody. At 1 month, I think she saw him 3 times. And she's collecting my brother's death benefits. Yep. Yep. She was collecting $750 death benefits on my brother for my nephew. And he was with us. And the money didn't matter to me. But she pulled the plug when she realized that she would lose that if he came to live with me. And then and then when my mom passed away, I made the decision, because when my mom passed away, I made the decision that I couldn't deal with her anymore. That I wasn't going to fight. And now my nephew's in prison. I think if she would have let him go and live with me, she could have kept the damn money. He wouldn't be where he is. That's my opinion. I like that this junk mail going through the stamp image. Looks cool. You can still see it through the marker. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Open my window. Brighter in here. I probably turn off my light. We'll see. I'm gonna go see. But I gotta go use the girls' room, I tell you. I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. Oh yeah, I still need that on. Oh, I'm gonna finish this page. I'm probably gonna call it a day. Oh, yeah, I got 10 minutes and I'll be on here 3 hours, and I gotta get some stuff done. Oh, I got a dead horse here almost on this side. I'll have to switch it around when I put it away. All the ink went to one side. I'm just doing a quick color. I usually would do. Oh, I might be dying anyways. I usually get more detailed in the one. I read in a little bit individual pieces of the stamp. I will another day. I want to go take some pictures of my yard before Scott gets home and finish snow blowing for my book. Ooh, this one might be dead. I may not get much out of this one. Yeah, I think it's a goner. So, I want to try something. I'm actually going to do it right now. And I want to see if it actually works. And I've been waiting for a marker that was like almost dead. And this is a good one. So hang on. I gotta get something first. I'm hoping I can. I don't know if I can do it with this one or not. But we're gonna see. If nothing else, I will make it work. Spray. This is spray bottle. Let's see if I can get this tips up. Get me my pliers. I have to wait for Scott. Oh, no, I got it. Okay. I'm going to take the tip for now. Oh. Okay. And then this tip. Put that in there. And throw the rest of this away. And then alcohol. Put it in there. Ooh. And then put it back in. Shake. Whoops, I got it. I got this brown going in there. I don't know why. We're going to let that sit for a few days and see what happens and see if I can make a spray. And then I got this stuff that you also add in there. We'll see what it turns out. How it works. Oh, spoil. um, well, I might distance more markers. I use my markers so much, so yeah. Well, I just did stamp images and junk mail. Okay, I got my little cut ones, and I'll do that real quick, and then I'm going to call it a day. Let's rubber stamp. One more 4 pieces of paper here. Use rubber stamp. Okay. And what was joke nail? 47. Is that on this one? Nope. I might get me another cutout one. 63. I'm missing a piece. I have to print this out 6 times, I swear. Yeah. I will get that printed out, another one, and so I can cut out 47 because I don't see 47 in my little pile here. So, yeah. What's the lost one? But I want to thank you guys for tuning in today with me. I hope you all have a wonderful Saturday. I'm going to print that out. I'm going to go take some pictures of my storm I survived. I don't remember the name of it. Diamond told me it yesterday, and I can't remember what they're calling this snowstorm. But I'm going to go Google that because I'm going to do a page layout in my memory book for that. So I want to thank you guys for coming in. As always, be happy, be kind, be safe, be funny, be crafty, and bye for now. And have a good Saturday. And who knows, you may see me later.